Nice to be last. I hope this has been an amazing day for everyone. I am just in awe of the speakers who have spoken, and to go behind Eliza is horrible. So my name is Peter Shankman. I'm going to talk to you about why nice is important. In the past 20 years, we have taken the assumption that being nice is a sign of weakness, and nothing could be further from the truth. There is a huge difference between being nice and being taken advantage of. And I would like to explain to you why the former is actually beneficial for every part of your life. Revenue-wise, corporate-wise, personal-wise. It can get you better dates. It can get you upgrades on flights. It can make you a lot of money. And why being taken advantage of, if you are nice, actually never enters into it at all. So I'm going to use a few real-life examples. That's a koala. It's a fat koala. And the fat koala is actually holding a very small animal from Australia. There are two types of sharers in the world. There are two types of people that share in the world. There is the bad sharer, and there is the good sharer. The bad sharer tells you things that you never want to know, and shares with you things that do not benefit your life in any capacity. No one's life has ever been benefited by knowing that someone in their circle is currently having a latte on 56th Street and 7th Avenue at a Starbucks. No one's life has benefited from this, from knowing this information. So there are two types of sharers. We tend to avoid the bad sharers. The bad sharers actually become negative icons to us, and we go out of our way to avoid them. We go out of our way to avoid them the same way we go out of our way to avoid people at parties, whether it's the close talker or the toucher, or whatever it is. We go out of our way to avoid those people. We go out of our way online to avoid negative sharers. And if you've ever seen the unsubscribe feature, anyone use the unsubscribe feature on Facebook? That is the single greatest feature on Facebook. It's the silent unfriend. If you have been unsubscribed to, it is because you're a bad sharer. Good sharers share fun things. They share things that do one of a few things. They share things that benefit you. They share things that help you live your life better. Or they share things that make you smile. In the world in which we live, we spend the majority of our time being fed bad news. Whether it's in the news, whether it's through friends, whether it's bad customer service, which I'm going to talk about in a second, we are fed bad news on a regular basis. The easiest thing in the world to do to become a good sharer and someone who people want to listen to, share things that make people smile. United Airlines, if you know, and if you look at my photos, every photo that I post online is me in some capacity doing this. United Airlines, of which I am a very big proponent and a very frequent flyer. I fly about 250,000 miles a year. And no matter what level of service, what level of elite status you are on any airline, 250,000 miles a year leaves you with a very sore butt. It doesn't matter how well they treat you. Your butt's going to hurt after 14 hours on a plane, followed by 22 hours on a plane, followed by an hour speech, followed by 22 hours and 14 hours back. You don't even know what your name is, let alone what time zone you're in, and your butt hurts. United, to take advantage of that, invited some of their top flyers to fly on the inaugural 787 flight from Houston to Chicago. And here's why it's interesting. Your first reaction to that is, oh, well, of course they took you. You're a frequent flyer, but you know what? They suck for everyone else. Here's the thing. The flight that we were on was a regular United Airlines flight, which meant that approximately 75 out of the 150, 160 people on that plane were just people trying to get from Houston to Chicago and had no idea that the CEO of United was going to be on the plane, no idea that everyone was going to get champagne, no idea that we were going to be shown a water cannon salute when we landed in Chicago. It was an amazing experience, and the guy next to me, all he could repeat all over and over as he was on his cell phone, as he was writing, as he was taking pictures, I just had to go to a freaking meeting in Chicago. I don't believe this. This is incredible. He flew on the inaugural flight. You're never going to get that back. You can't have another inaugural flight. That's why it's called an inaugural flight. They made an amazing experience for people like me and for regular people. And those regular people are now customers for life. And mark my words, those regular people are going to work their way up to being super elites because of that experience. So does airline travel still suck in today's day? Yes, it does. But you know what? It's little experiences like this for the regular consumer, not for people like me, but for the regular consumer, that's going to change how we think of things. NASA, by the way, NASA still exists. Everyone thinks they went away when no, only the space shuttle went away. NASA still exists. I know this because I am on the NASA Civilian Advisory Council. We are a council of people that work for NASA to help advise them on better ways to do things that their astronauts might not know how to do, like marketing, for instance, like customer service. My first meeting with them, the person to my left of me introduced herself as the director of physics at Stanford. The person to my right of me introduced himself as a commander of 4 NASA shuttle missions. I introduced myself as a guy who owns a cat named NASA. One of these things is not like the other. But they asked me to be on this committee to help NASA become relevant again. And one of the ways we've done that is to have social media meetups for every single NASA launch, whether it's a rocket, whether it's a fuel cell, whatever it is. Because, let's face it, I got to share this video that I shot of myself lying on the roof of Mission Control as the last night flight hit, STS-121. Who else gets to share stuff like that? And the excitement in my voice you'll hear is real. That amazing. Share something like this, people love it. They want to reshare it. And you know what? This proved NASA was not dead. And the one thing they don't show you actually is the truss catches on fire. They never show you that because they always follow the rocket. Do amazing things for people. These people will tell other people. Get the audience you want by being nice to the audience you have. Okay, that's tweetable. This is not something that's going to happen for every customer, but essentially I was flying home from Newark Airport. I jokingly tweeted, "Hey, Mortons, why don't you meet me at a porterhouse? Well, meet me in Newark Airport when I land with a porterhouse in 2 hours because I'm hungry." Ha ha ha. The same way you tweet, "Hey, Winter, seriously, it's enough." I landed 2 hours later. Mortons was waiting for me with a porterhouse. That waiter showed up at the Newark Airport exit next to my driver, holding a bag with a 24-ounce porterhouse and if you've ever seen Morton's famous rolls of bread, and they had shrimp, and it was unbelievable. And I went home and I wrote a blog post called "The Greatest Customer Service Story Ever Told." And I posted it. And within 2 days, it was on the Today Show. And within 6 months, Morton's revenue was up into double digits. You can't do this for everyone, but you don't need to. All you need to do is be one level nicer than crap. Laugh if you want. Tell me the last time you went to a fast food restaurant knowing they were going to get your order right. Or the last time you went to a dry cleaner knowing your stuff was going to be ready when they said it was. That's the level of customer service we expect. One level nicer than that is just one level above crap. Go out of your way, you'll create double-digit revenue. You'll create customers for life who will do your PR for you. Get the audience you want by treating the audience you have just one step better. That's a flamingo. I have a lot of animal theme if you haven't picked this up. When flamingos like you and believe that you have a good heart and they want to be your friend, they groom you. That is a flamingo currently grooming me. He was, I don't know what exactly he was grooming, but he was trying to preen me. Why? Because the National Aviary in Pittsburgh wanted to promote their new Swim with the Penguins exhibit, where you could actually register to swim with a penguin. And they invited me to swim with penguins. They also invited me to be preened by a flamingo. And if you think I'm going to show you a photo of me with a flamingo or a photo of me in a wetsuit, you know which one I'm going to choose. That's why you don't see me swimming with penguins here. In the perfect level of irony, my wetsuit is actually it's made by a company called Orca. It just gets worse and worse. The National Aviary had me out. I spent the entire day with 3 cameras. Every one of us has a cell phone with a camera in it. Every one of us is a broadcaster. Every one of us is a connector. Good things get shared. Don't focus on creating something that'll go viral. You'll fail. Focus on creating something good. Focus on creating something that your customers will love. Focus on creating something that increases your standing in the world as a good person. Good people are very hard to find. Create things that influence people to believe that you are the good person that you are. They will tell the world about you. I told the world about my getting preened, getting groomed here by a flamingo. It's actually a pretty cool experience. P.S. They're sold out on their Swim with Penguins for like next year, I think. One level above crap. One level above crap is considered nice in today's society. That doesn't take much. That's a note from a hotel, a maid telling me that they found out that they noticed that as they were cleaning my room, I seemed to be out of toothpaste. So they went out and bought me a replacement tube of toothpaste because they knew how busy my schedule was. I posted this, of course, on Facebook because, you know, what's the purpose of living if you're not doing that? And 2 days later, and if you follow my stream at facebook.com/Peter Shankman or even Twitter @Peter Shankman, I don't post everything. I will never post a Foursquare check-in, you know, unless the building is on fire or there's a celebrity or they're giving out money. That's the only reason you tie Foursquare to Twitter. But I posted this because this was an amazing experience. And when I posted it, within 24 hours, I had likes, I had comments, I had things like that. As I'm leaving the hotel 2 days later, the PR person goes up to me and says, you know, I just want to let you know we can trace back reservations from that photo that have already come in from that photo. 39 cents for the toothpaste, thousands of dollars in new revenue. Treat the customers you have well, treat your friends well. They will go out of their way to tell great people how great you are. Humor is the best thing in the world. This is my most retweeted tweet ever. For those who might not be able to see it on the live stream, it says, warning, do not click tweets offering free clip of new Nickelback album as they link to free clip of new Nickelback album. 7,572 retweets, including a comment from the lead singer of Nickelback, which I can't repeat here. But all I did was find something funny, and it got shared. People want to laugh. They want to be treated well. They want to know there's still decency in the world. Decency, my friends, is openness. Share good things, not bad. That's Scott Monty. Just so you know, this isn't all me. Scott Monty is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He handles social media for all of Ford worldwide. Okay, if you remember, Ford had a pretty bad month about a month ago when someone in India did an ad without Ford's permission about Ford that really went negative. Scott lives his life openly. He lives his life openly both for Ford and personally. And Ford has not once ever tried to restrict him because he talks and he's real. And everything he talks about, good or bad, he owns, he opens up to it, and he admits it for good or for bad. He's one of a few people at Ford who have single-handedly revived Ford and made them the best car company in America. Live your life openly. Good things will come of it. That's my friend Susan Katz. Susan Katz is a Paralympian. She invited me to speak at the U.S. Paralympics annual conference. Said, can you volunteer? Can you help us out? I went, of course, because you have to understand, on a disabled athlete's or Paralympian athlete's worst day, their worst athlete is still 300 times better of an athlete than I am on my best day at my thinnest. So, of course, I'm going to do this. I figure I fly out, I go to Denver, I meet them. That's her wonderful service dog, and she's holding a penguin that I always travel with. You never know when there's going to be a crying child who gets who creates laughs when you hold up a little baby penguin. And he came out and got this great photo. P.S. What she didn't tell me is that all of their sponsors were there. All of their multi-million-dollar beverage sponsors, sports sponsors, equipment sponsors were there listening to this speech as well. I now have 3 new clients. Do nice things because they're nice things to do. Live your life openly because it's the right thing to do. Don't do it because you're trying to get this stuff, because if you are living openly, this stuff will come to you. Live your life openly. And last but not least, we're on this planet for the shortest amount of time in the world. We really are. If you think about long term, we're really here and gone in the blink of an eye. Whatever you do with your life, nothing good ever comes from living in your comfort zone, and nothing tweetable or postable or open should be shared when you're just in your comfort zone. Spend your entire life outside of your comfort zone, and great, great things will come from it. My name is Peter Shankman, @Peter Shankman Online. Thank you so much.